Alright, so now we're going to look at compound interest. So just so you have a little bit of a concept of what the difference with compound interest, so just highlighting the formula there. But to give you an idea of what compound interest actually is and how it differs to simple interest, I just want to do it through an example. So let's just say something that's really easy to calculate. Let's just say you invest $400 and you're going to do it at 10% per annum compound interest. So you're going to go compound interest, and we're just going to do it over 3 years because that's quite doable. Okay, so if it was simple interest, then it's just going to be the same each year. So it's just like you just multiply them all together, and that will give you the interest. So it'd be like 400 times 10%, and then times 3. So your interest there would be 120, and your 400 plus 120 gives you $520. And that's what your value of your investment would be if you did it using simple interest. Now, using compound interest, I'm going to do it from scratch, and then I'm going to show you with the formula. So you do 10% times the 400. So put that in your calculator. 10% of 400, you get $40. And then you go, all right, now I'm going to add the 40 onto the 400, and I get $440. So when I do it in the next year, so that's the first year, now I'm going to do it in the second year, I find 10% of my already increased amount. So it's no longer on the 400, it's on the increased. Simple interest would just be the same each year. So whatever you got for the first year, which was 120, you multiply by 3. Would have been 120, being 40. Okay, so 40 is the first year. They would just multiply by 3 and you get 120. Okay, 10% of that, do you notice you get 44? Okay, so you see how it's increased. So you go 440 plus 44, which is $484. Okay, so I've done the second year. Now I have to do the third year. So I go 10% times $484, and you end up with 48.40. Okay, and then you go 480 plus 48.40. So you got 484 plus 48.40. Do you notice the interest is increasing each time? Okay, because if I just might highlight that interest for you. If I do it like this, highlight the interest. So the interest started at 40, then it went to 44, and then it went to 48.4. Whereas when you did simple interest, it would have been 10% times 400, which is 40. And then we do exactly the same, which gives you 120 over the 3 years. Okay, so we add that on. So we end up with $532.40. And what I just want you to notice is that when you do that, you might notice that amount and the 520, that doing it with compound interest, you actually earn more because you're getting interest on your interest, like it's growing. Whereas the other one, it just stays the same each year. Okay, so just a quick run through how this formula then works. So what we basically did is we increased it by 10%, then by another 10%, then by another 10%. So if I did that, if I started with 400, if I want to increase something by 10%, what you do is you add on 100. So you just have to multiply by 110%. The final answer would be 110%. That's the first year. Then that would be the second year, and then that would be the third year. So you get 400 times 110%, and because there are 3 of them, I can put it to the power of 3. And then you go 400. Now, see how I'm trying to get this formula that is there. So 400, so you got 100 plus 10% to the power of 3. That's 100%, So that's 400. 100% is 1 plus 10% to the power of 3. And if you have a really good look at that formula, that's the same as A, which is P 1 plus R to the power of 3, which is your compound interest formula. So that 1 there just stands for 100%, and then you're adding on the 100%, adding on the percent, which is the R, and you're doing that n times. Okay. All right. So we'll leave that, and I will look into another video to look at how you actually find the compound interest and the amount it grows to.